I'm a great believer in immigration into the United States. It has not been overall or even close to being a security threat or an economic problem to the contrary. Immigration is one of the reasons the United States economy is as successful as it is and as it has been. And if we curtail immigration, we will pay an enormous price. It's been one of the real engines of innovation. And obviously H-1B visas and Indians have been a part of that, particularly in recent years. So I would like to see legal immigration expanded. So I think we're going in the wrong direction, and this is something that I hope the Indian government raises with the United States, because this ought to be a win-win. I believe if we expand the number of Indians coming to the United States on this visa, it's good for India and it's good for the United States, and that's exactly what we want to see in this relationship. Well, again, what's so interesting about the Quad is it's a group of like-minded countries. It's not a formal alliance. In some ways, I think it's indicative of the kinds of collaborations we're going to see in the 21st century, where they're going to be less formal, somewhat selective in what they do and who's involved, and potentially it could be very important for this part of the world. So I think it's a really healthy development, and I'm hoping that over time the depth and breadth of the cooperation begins to grow. Well, again, I don't think the Quad is going to define itself as anti-China. It doesn't need to. But what the Quad can do is simply stand for certain principles, whether it's freedom of navigation or opposition to unilateral acts or threats to territorial integrity of any area, what have you. If the Quad exchanges intelligence, if it does military operations together, if in the economic space its interactions grow, if again it stands and is prepared to act on behalf of principles, the rule of law internationally, it doesn't need to be anti-China. It will simply it'll help create a regional environment, which is an environment that actually we would like China to join, but we want to have a race to the top, not a race to the bottom.